Alright, we're back for part 3. Alright, I opened the game a third time before this video because I wanted to knock off some achievements off camera. It wasn't that much different from last time. It told me to set the time again, and then they just said it was going to come back with more sliders because apparently I was providing data so voluntarily and readily. So I think it's going to be like some sort of commentary about that. We'll see if anything happens this time. Yeah, okay. Yep. Please adjust the slider until the dog and the cat are friends. What if I don't do that? Is there any change? It seems like a one and done deal though. Alright, let's just do it the full way. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? Scrumtush, Akabong, Call. How the hell do I check? I'm assuming it is. What the fuck? They're just playing around. Okay, that got really weird at the end, but I think it's just a parody still. I doubt that's actually significant. There's no way. Even if it is, who is the person that would be controlling that? Would that be the narrator? We know there's two narrators. There's a female and there's the male one. And the female one seems like a head greater than the one we are with originally. She's able to stop both Stanley and him and send us through that whole behind the scenes ending. So yeah, I don't know who's behind that. Is it Crow himself? The publishers? Who the fuck knows? Anyway. I might be rambling badly because I'm pretty sleep deprived. I'm playing this to stay awake. So hopefully I can fix my sleep schedule. But before we go to the new content, I did get semi-spoiled on one ending that we missed that I should have been able to pick up. It's the broom closet ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, all I saw was like a list of endings, and it said the broom closet one was one of them. But I don't know what actually happens, so we'll see. But I don't think it'll be anything grand, just from the name. Is my audio good? Okay. And then we'll start doing the new content.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I guess I was a little bit wrong to assume that this game was going to be a pretty long one.
There was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, as I was saying, because it's only been like 4 or 5 hours of gameplay so far, and we've pretty much covered the whole of the original game, unless I'm missing endings other than this one. And then I don't know how much the new content has added, but I doubt it'll be that much greater. Maybe it just doubles what was in the original, you know? Alright, let's check this out.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I think that was the hint to let you know that this was an ending, because he told you to go back out. Usually if it's...
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Yeah, see, if it was something insignificant, he would have just said nothing. But since he's telling you to go back out, it's definitely an ending.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
What I'm so confused is on my first playthrough, I couldn't even open
really
this
still
door.
in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Why not? Who was the guy who would
You
say
do
that,
realize
Socrates?
there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
What? Another
Stanley
fourth
was
wall
fat
break.
and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
How many fourth wall breaks has there been?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
No way he leaves it off there, right? Man, this wasn't an ending. They fucking tricked me. Whoever the people that made that list. I think it's just so you could get that nice piece of dialogue. We'll wait for a little bit more, but I think that's it. Yeah, man, but this whole game is a parody. But sometimes it pretends to be something more, I would say. Like it tries to have this ominous narrative behind everything. Because sometimes he doesn't break the fourth wall, sometimes he thinks this is all really just a game. Other times he knows that there's a player outside controlling Stanley. Okay, yeah, I think that's the end of it.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Is everything else still the same?
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, it's all the same. Alright, in another part, I'll try to figure out if I missed anything from the OG endings and after playing the new content. And then we could go back to doing those endings we missed. But I'm pretty sure I've done everything. I can't think of any other pathway you could take.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Damn it, they did this on purpose. I wanted to go there. Should I restart it? Wait, let me restart it. I want to see if you could actually...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Another thing, when I went back to watch the footage, there really was another Stanley just walking through here. I don't know why they added that, what significance that holds, but yep, he was just randomly walking through. So we have doppelgangers with us. Okay.
Oh, new content?
Damn.
What does that mean, new content?
Well, that's fucked up. They scripted it to just close. Why not let us explore there? I don't understand. They've already modeled the rooms. I just want to see what's in there. Okay.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
What if it's just
well,
nothing?
This sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
See, well, when they start saying shit like that, like ironic shit like that, they could have honestly just like thrown nothing, like put a room like, oh, like a fucking peanut on the floor and say new content. I bet people would have been fine with it, just out of like irony, out of them trolling.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Aw, dude, did I actually waste money on some bullshit?
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Wow. Okay, I predicted it. It was just gonna be
All
some
right.
bullshit.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, they fucking added it? Dude, this would have actually been good in the base game. You could just jump off the railings and shit. It would have made it the speedrunning achievement easier too. Yeah, I didn't want to record me doing those achievements because honestly, it wasn't really that interesting. I think, yeah, we ran out. Yeah, but when I was recording those achievements, like, it was nothing interesting. It was just, one wanted you to keep pressing 8 on the keypad. The other wanted you to speedrun the game. What was the other one? There was some other one as well, but like the achievements in this game are like.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Yeah, and like I was saying, the achievements in this game, it's like the nature of the game
Another
itself. Like
elevator.
it's meant to be
Stanley, I have to say,
trolly type achievements.
initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh wait, there's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
All right, I'm gonna try to guess. Is it like click the buttons? It's gonna be something like that. Click the buttons. Oh, never mind. It's like what I said in the beginning, where they just say, "Oh, he's like a peanut. This is the new content." Thank you for enjoying the new
That's
content.
it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Oh, cool. By the way, what he said there about the achievement is actually true. There is an achievement in the game just called Test Achievement. Please ignore. So yeah, everything in this game is just a fucking troll. It's all one big troll. Alright. Any secrets?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
Oh my god. Okay, you know what? I kind of don't want to listen to him, but this is interesting, so I'm gonna go for it. Oh! We can fucking duck! That's cool! Head crab? No.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Whoa! This is actually cool. Is this gonna be like a roguelike?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Memory zone.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
That is so fucking funny. It says the British Academy of Film and Television Arts awarded to The Last of Us, but it's covered with the Stanley Parable. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Smile because it happened. A trip down memory lane. Why $1? Oh, was that the original menu? Oh, this must have been the demo. Oh, yeah, demonstration. Don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Wait, that can't be real. Was that actually in the original game? I don't know because I never played it. That's fucking funny if it is. In loving memory, little Stanley. Is that a hamster or a pig? You're gonna have a chair and not let me sit in it.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
That honestly scared me a little bit. Okay, don't read any reviews except this one. How do you review a game like the Stanley Parable? To describe any one part of it is to risk its ruination. To detail what it has to say about game design, the illusion of choice, the psychology of the gamer is to tell you too much. Comparisons, too, are going to be woefully inadequate. Perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Escher? Is that actually a game? Let me search that up real quick. Dear Escher. Huh, it is actually a game. Who made it? Or I don't want to spend too much time on this, but it looks kind of similar to the Stanley Parable. But where Dear Escher wastes the form of interactive entertainment, Stanley Parable uses it and then subverts it. Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Even so, holding the game to standards of any title is simply not going to be correct. So how do you review what has become known as the Stanley Parable HD, the full-scale reimagining of one of the most intriguing mods available online? How do you discuss it, analyze it, and recommend it? That's quite simple. You don't. Why do I have a feeling this is fake? I feel like they just faked that fucking award. IGF? Is that supposed to be IGN? Minecraft. It's on here. Dude, I am not gonna be able to read that. Portal. They're mixing in other games with these posters, bro. Person of the year. Whoa, they got figurines.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
I know he's being ironic, or like the creators are being ironic, and it's a reflection of the gaming industry nowadays with remasters and remakes that are just slop to make money. But there's truth to that. Like franchises like Halo or honestly Call of Duty and what else? What else has been screwed up? Dude, I haven't played any of the new releases for so long, so I don't know. But yeah, like a franchise like Halo, it should have just ended off with Reach. That was the intended end of the storyline, right? It didn't need anything more than that. And same thing with Call of Duty, I feel like. I feel like after maybe Black Ops 3, in terms of story at least.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
They got Steam
no.
cargo?
Oh, God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
I know exactly what they're gonna bring up. They're gonna bring up like the most trashy reviews dunking on the game. But yeah, another game that came up to my mind just now is like a game like Hotline Miami. See, because like there's fans that were requesting a third entry into the series or a remake or something. But those creators like they knew they wanted to end the story off with Hotline Miami 2. The story was complete. They closed all the plot holes nicely, and it really didn't need another sequel. You know, they left it timeless. And there's no like you don't need to feel bad about something like that. I guess you don't need to have another sequel for something like that.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Imagine you were one of the people that got to be picked as one of the reviews chosen. That'd be so fucking cool. And then just get put on blast by the narrator. Where are we even supposed to go? Ah, come on, at least put an actual review there. Don't fucking blur it out.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Nah, man, don't worry. Stanley Parable's great.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Oh shit.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore
So they
by
want you to
becoming
do
it
it,
is.
okay.
So Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of...
Alright, yeah, he's getting there again.
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on
Okay,
a faultless
I can see where this is going.
self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on exactly how Steam works. Perhaps that would have been the smart thing to check on before I went about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing
Oh
this
my
exciting
fucking
new
god,
tech...
dude.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place?
Oh my
I
god,
don't think
he's gonna
one
start
can
rambling
enter
again.
a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large
I feel a little
crack
bit
in the
bad,
wall?
but he's
I'll
doing
take
it to
any
himself.
of these. All I want is for us to move on and to please... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again.
Oh shoot, I should have been paying
attention
attention to the time.
Stanley. I can't touch
Okay,
it,
wait.
and I have to believe. I have
It's
to
like
know that
3:15.
sooner
Okay,
or later,
3:15.
no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what
If
I
you
can
keep
do to
talking,
convince
I'm gonna
you
press it
otherwise.
again.
Oh my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my
3, 2,
head. I
1.
just couldn't... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I
210?
think it's been a week. Or
Oh
2
shit.
weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here.
Oh,
not a
even the
single
plant's
person
dead.
to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore.
Dude, I feel like if I press it again, it's gonna be all fucked up.
Branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that
Oh, shit.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow.
Oh shit. Is he dead? I think he's gone. Oh dude, I do not like those noises. What time is it? They're barely even changing the time. What, has it been exactly like 10 or 12 years or something? I mean, the narrator brought this on himself. Can't he just create like a new fucking door or something? Or he could have restarted the game. But he kept rambling. Like, that shit was actually annoying. Alright, I don't think there's anything else I could do but press it. Dude, they're gonna pull off, I feel like they're gonna pull off some scary shit. Oh, fuck. Why is there an alarm? Isn't that a smoke alarm? What's smoking? Please don't be something horrible.
But they didn't understand the game was never
What?
meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable.
He's definitely still here, but he's just not talking. Or he's not acknowledging that I exist. Which would make sense, because I feel like from the amount of times you press the button, it's probably been like a century. Is anything I could barely even see, dude. I hear... Alright, so... It's leaking. Hey, buddy. Like, it's been a century and you still haven't figured out how to get us out of here? Alright. Please
The
don't be fucked up.
end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never
Oh
the
shit.
end, is never the 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 end,
Yeah,
is
the
never the
clock's
end,
slowing.
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end,
Oh,
is
that's
never the
grim. That's really grim. Dude, it's very unsettling when he's just not talking anymore. Oh shit! I can't even see the sky. Or is it just pitch black? I can't see anything, dude. Well, I guess this is the only way to get out. We just gotta keep pressing the button until this whole place collapses. But what if something falls on me? Oh, I still can't get out? What is that noise? Well, this is peaceful. What the hell happened? Dude, has it been so long that everything just went to shit? Oh no. Okay, yeah, get me the fuck out of here. So the button's broken? Guess so. Holy hell. How did this building stay atop for so long? Or stay, huh. What am I searching for? Ah, shit. They're gonna make me start from all the way here?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New content?
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you. You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
What is that? Sequel? I don't know, I can't read that. Is that Google Slides? Oh man.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Doom 2. What does that say? I don't know. Cool.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Wait, let me scan that QR code real quick. It's probably gonna be some troll, but let's find out. Come on, man. For some reason, it's not recognizing it. Oh, there we go. I got it. Oh my god. Okay, you guys are gonna have to search this up on your own. Or you probably already know, but it sends you to a website called the StanleyParable2.com. And it's like what you expect. It's a whole fucking parody, and they have a video trailer as well. That's cool. Office decorations, reassurance button at the button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. The baby is all grown up. Please no screenshots? Okay, what if I screenshot then? I screenshotted, what's gonna happen now? I don't know. I was actually expecting something to happen, but I guess not. 2?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay, maybe I should wait. I want to try everything out first.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, What do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Alright, let's get validated.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Nah, I'm not feeling it. Ah, come on. You're not gonna let me make this choice, bro. I'm not feeling like Jim right now. Get me the fuck out of here. Alright, whatever. Oh man, I am Jim.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise,
Jim.
soon you'll start
Jim.
to lose
Jim.
all sense of
Jim.
who you
Jim.
actually
Jim.
are.
No! I have to say, there's a lot less choices in this one, bro. Like in that previous ending, why couldn't I have not gone the other path? What if it would have saved the narrator or something?
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Please no screenshots.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it
What?
is.
So if I picked the other one, he would have chose the other balloon? What does that even mean? Happy 12th birthday, step-niece. Just say niece.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Okay, I don't want to do that yet. I want to do, where the hell did I miss it? Oh, the new jump circle?
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Ah, thanks. You can't refill it? No. Oh, okay. I was gonna start freaking out. Because I knew he was facing this this direction in the beginning. But it's just a rotating statue. Alright, settings, world champion?
Aha! I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've experienced every setting, traveled to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So, just for you, in the Stanley Parable 2, I'm including an entirely new setting, something called bumpscosity. What exactly is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later. I hope you're looking forward to trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Is that actually something he added? He did add it. Adjust bumpscosity. Yeah, let's put it at 1000. Oh. Wait. Does it give you info? Hey man, what is bumpscosity? I need to know. They will never set the setting slider to every possible setting. Okay, yeah, that was also one of the other achievements I was talking about that I did in the off camera. I was forgetting it because obviously it's a forgettable achievement. I didn't think they would make a whole fucking room for it. All right, cool. Jadid. It's back here.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right, infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
What if I wanted to stop? Alright, let's try it out. Hopefully it won't soft lock me from doing everything else. Alright.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
How far does it really go?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
We'll come back, we'll come back. I don't want to actually get soft locked because I still haven't seen everything else. But I think we'll still be able to come back here. And then I'll see what happens when you don't teleport back up at all. But I bet it's just, I don't know, Stanley dies or something. What's with the music? Okay. There was the bucket, I think.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
What is that laugh?
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Alright, that's cool, I guess.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
So we have collectibles and exit. We don't want to exit yet. Collect them all.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Oh. I can't go back.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Free and easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Pull the lever, receive your achievement. No more steps. It just works. Is that a reference to Todd Howard? It just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Are you fucking kidding me? There has to be a way to still unlock it though. I don't know. I'll probably do that off camera. What is over here? I mean, now that we have to start searching for collectibles, should probably keep an eye out.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
I think that's everything. Alright, let's Try going down the endless tunnel. At least this time we'll have a bucket with us, so we won't be bored.
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you.
We've
I
seen
really
them
spent
all.
quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever?
I
the
do.
hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite? If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Man, I'm protesting this. Every pause button is in a Roman numeral 2. Oh, okay.
All right, have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
That's trippy.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a
1,
different
2,
arrangement.
3, 4.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh shoot, that's actually cool. They even added a Discord. That can't. Bombosity. Alright, let's begin.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
Alright, it was only that first part where it had a difference. They just added balloons.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Why is there a thing there now? So I guess we have to keep our eye out for collectibles. Oh. New content is gone.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Correct.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
So I'm gonna have to go through all like the endings and paths to find these collectibles, bro.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Let's just stick to the original path first.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
He's not gonna say anything about the broom
Stanley,
closet.
Can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait. Now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Alright, that's a bit much.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Cool, I got a sticker.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Oh, there's one of them.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Now I can't open the elevator, bro. Why is it sometimes I'm able to open it and sometimes I can't? Or the elevator room, my bad. There's an elevator in there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotion, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation. Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? Or what about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Sorry for the lack of commentary. There's just not really much I can say.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Now,
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
I have a feeling that in the behind-the-scenes ending, with the second narrator, that there's gonna be a figurine there as well. Dude, just how many endings am I gonna have to go through to find all of them, bro?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Stanley and the bucket.
Jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system. Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest
I couldn't have done it
and
without the
darkest
bucket.
enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and...
Oh, shit.
What? Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No, no, no. Stanley can't leave this place, not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Okay, that's cool. So there's alternative stuff to these endings.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Was that always there? Okay, wait, I'm curious. If I don't pick up the bucket... Alright. Hopefully if I exit, it won't just take it
Stanley
away.
lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be gone? Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all
Oh, but we
that you
already
think
did
an
that.
achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks.
Alright,
I
I'm sorry,
suppose You
bro.
were to click the door
I just wanted to
20.
check if you'd actually like
I would
start
say
that dialogue
that's
again.
the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Yeah, we're not doing that. I already have the achievement. Okay, I want to see if the dialogue for this changes at all now that I have the bucket.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last,
Out here in the white void we are alone. Now, and for the first time I can reveal to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley
What the
screamed even
fuck?
louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Why couldn't have I seen its true form?
God, Stanley.
Oh, what?
You did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
What the fuck, dude? What are we even talking about anymore? Okay. This is just like lunacy to the max now, I feel like. If I end things here, am I gonna have to go through all that again just to get to this point?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Hold up, let me search that.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Cause I'm getting a bit tired and I want to end it off here. But I just don't want to have to restart everything. Okay, I think it stays. So that's good. I think it stays. Yeah, and it seems like it's gonna be a bit longer than what I expected the new content to be. It really did double what's it called? The
No
size of
matter
the
how
game.
hard Stanley looked, he
shut the
couldn't
fuck
find a
up.
trace of his co-workers.
It basically did double the size of the game because now you go through all the endings and there's gonna be different things that happen. So we'll find out, I guess, in part 4? Yeah. Alright.